I know I promised that we would actually start building the file system right now, but you know, promises are there to be broken. I have an error that is too critical to keep in here, so just create a new user right here to show you the error. So when I'm adding the email, signing in right here and signing up, boom, I'm logging in perfectly, I'm signed up, and right now the authenticated user is created. I have gotten a new UID right here, everything looks fine, but as soon as I click profile, kaboomy, the application explodes because it tries to now use, because of the way I set it up, it tries to use this user ID to go to the storage and find a file on the storage with that user ID right here under profile images. And right now that user ID doesn't exist in here, and that pretty much just means that we explode. And I tried to Google this. You cannot find a way to kind of avoid this. You have to instead explain to the system, if you don't have a file, don't try and find it. Right? So we have to kind of guard ourselves and not go in and try and find this file in the storage. How to do that? Well, again, back to the simple solution that all of you might see and want to do is pretty much just go and copy this URL when we create this beautiful image and upload it to our user. Then just go into the database right away and set that URL in here. Now that looks like a good solution, and it's not a horrible solution in any way. I don't think so. I actually pretty much I can live with that idea, but there are some things that you need to consider doing this. So let me try and show you. If I put in this URL right here and just paste this in, now you have the path directly to Firebase, right? And you have it directly to this specific app and this specific version, etc., written in here. So if you change versions later on, you need to at least go in here and now change the URL for all these different users that are on that version, right? You need to do that right away, because if you start having users on different versions of your different right, it'll start exploding. So you have to kind of go as soon as you change version somewhere inside Fire Storage, you need to kind of also update it in here. Now that's just a concern that I might have. Also, I think there's a lot of redundant code right here because this will be written for all your users now. So I'm still not satisfied with that solution. So what we're going to do instead, I'm going to say instead, let's get rid of this guy. And as you saw, I just removed this field. I want to instead just add a simple image field right here with the value of Boolean. Notice all the values you can pick from here. I'll pick the type Boolean, and then I'll put in true for this guy because this user already has an image available, right? So now I'm just going to make a check on this value right here and say, if this is true, that means you have an image. If this is not true, you don't have an image, right? So that's what I'm going to do in the code right now. So I'm going into my user service right here now because that's the place that I need to start out by making the changes. And the first thing I want to do is just say the auth user. He should actually now have a new property when we're creating a user right here. So I'll say auth user.image. That was the new property I just added in the database. And now he doesn't know about the image, and that's of course because our user TS file, he doesn't know about an image. So I'll just add the Boolean value of image right here, Boolean. So I'm just extending my model right here, put in the question mark there to say it's optional. And in here now it knows about an image, and we just want to set that image to the DB user's image. So that's again just mapping information from the DB user to the authenticated user. So we have a merged user right here, right? We're passing that guy down here, and all we want to do down here is pretty much just get rid of that console log, and then what we want to do is we want to say if we get the user back, and if that user is not there, so if there's no user returned, that's actually a check we should make anyway, or the user's image is not there or false, right? Then we don't want to show anything, so instead we want to just return the user as he is. So I'll just do a simple return right here with a new observable. I'll do that by saying observable create. That's how you create an observable inside your actual observable right here. And I'm going to end up just having an observable that I want to return. So I'll just explain this in a second right here. This guy is going to be the new observable that I'm going to create. And now I can on this observable just say next. So I'll just say observable.next. That's kind of how you explain to an observable what do you want to do next. What's going to be triggered when the guy calls subscribe. And there I just want to pass the user, and now I'm done. So now I've kind of guarded myself saying if there's no user or the user does not have an image, instead of exploding, try and just return the user. Now if the user has an image and he's there, then actually go and grab that image from file storage. That should do the trick. Now we're not getting an exception anymore. So let's try and check out how it looks now. Now we're in there. Everything is loaded and we get this twirly image right here. So I'm satisfied for now. Now this is not the final solution. So see you in the next lesson where we'll kind of just fix so it doesn't show the twirling image and it doesn't give this exception down here, because that's just because we don't have an image to load if there's no image on startup. See you next time. Have fun.